Good morning. First of all, happy Mother's Day to any mother here. A very special good morning and welcome to this MBA recognition ceremony for 788 amazing people. They are the members of the class of 2017. Let me be the first person to congratulate you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Collectively, your class is extraordinary, and it's extraordinarily diverse. You come from 66 different countries, as far as China, Korea, India, France, and Australia. You speak 58 different languages and dialects, including Arabic, Dutch, German, Portuguese, Russian, and I am told, English. You come from countless industries and professional backgrounds, and among you, of course, are consultants and financiers, yes, but also yogis and cooks and scuba divers and cyclists and musicians, explorers, and entrepreneurs of every stripe. I hope this morning that you take pride in all that you have accomplished. 6 of you have done exceptionally well academically during your time at the school and are graduating. I said exceptionally. And those 6 of you are graduating with a GPA of 10.0 or higher. Congratulations to you. Today, for all of you, you join a vibrant community of alumni who are decision makers and leaders at the center of business. They're entrepreneurs, they're industry pioneers, they're game changers. There are 44,000 individuals who do both influential and important work that changes the world. You have been working, fulfilling this role since the day you arrived on campus at orientation. We, all on the faculty and staff, challenge you to be active and engaged members of the community, and you more than met this challenge on campus, whether by serving your classmates through formal channels like the peer advisor program and student government, playing a role in successful Columbia Forever or Women's Week, lending an invaluable voice at club meetings or events, or sharing your ideas about the MBA experience. But today is special. Today is set aside so that we, the faculty and administration at Columbia Business School, together, of course, with your family and friends, can celebrate you, celebrate your accomplishments here, and wish you continued success in your new roles as alumni. I know that you leave the school well-equipped as leaders, as thinkers, ready to have an impact, and I look forward to seeing the change you're going to affect not only in your professional lives, but your communities. I want you to take a moment with me, though, and applaud some people who have supported you in your time here. Not only your faculty colleagues here at the school, but more especially your families. Individually, you've been exposed to thought leadership that is constantly informed in real time by a global business environment. Groundbreaking research from the school's faculty influences business practice in nearly every sector. A transformative curriculum has taught you to create and find opportunity in any environment. And thanks to the school's unique position in the heart of New York City, you've been able to benefit from simply unrivaled access to myriad industries and visionary business leaders, as well as high-impact internships at a wide range of the best firms in finance, social enterprise, and retail, just to name a few. The reputation, the strength of Columbia Business School has equipped you with the knowledge and access you're going to need to make a lasting impact on business and beyond. As an alum, it's going to provide you with the connections to support and foster the creativity you already have, invite entrepreneurial thinking, and frankly, open doors to opportunity. These tools are going to give you the confidence the ability to succeed on your own terms. And you couldn't be better prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. But I have to be honest with you. With the rewards of your MBA come responsibility. What does it mean to be a graduate of Columbia Business School? We all hope and expect that as you rise in your career, that you're inspired to give back and come back to see new generations of students and see the support that you received in your time here and recognize your role as proud stewards of the Columbia Business School brand, that you both tap into and add value to the community. Fortunately, you have many extraordinary examples to follow in your fellow alumni. Alumni like Donnell Baird, class of 2013. Donnell is tackling two problems he witnessed growing up in Bedford-Stuyvesant in Brooklyn: chronic unemployment and high energy costs. His company, Block Power, trains unconventional employees to install energy-efficient technology for small businesses and nonprofits in underserved communities, slashing both energy costs and CO2. In 2012, he received the Echoing Green and Open Society Foundation's Black Male Achievement Fellowship, which supports work to improve the life outcomes of African American men and boys in the United States. Another example can be found in Shazi Visram, class of 04. Shazi founded Happy Family, the leading premium organic baby and toddler food brand in the United States. In 2011, Happy Family ranked number 2 among all food and beverage companies in Inc. magazine's annual listing of the 500 fastest growing companies. The same year, she was named one of the top 10 female entrepreneurs. She launched the idea in business school and now serves on the school's board and has sold a controlling stake in Happy Family to Danone in 2013. Meanwhile, when John Stein, class of 09, was a novice investor, he thought he could do better than what his economics professors had drilled into him. By the way, that's never true. What he was worried about is, why is the market portfolio the optimal portfolio to own? So after his first stock pick, Enron, failed, and after deciding to heed his professor's advice, good move, he created Betterment, an online investment advisor which offers consumers a better, more convenient way to invest in the market portfolio. With an emphasis on design and ease of use and customer-centric experience, Betterment has been dubbed the Apple of finance. Today, more than 200,000 customers invest more than $6 billion with Betterment. But there's so many more. You might think of Jerry Spire or Lee Cooperman, Henry Kravis, Lulu Wang, Robert Smith or Russ Carson, Shelley Lazarus, Tracy Travis and Sally Krawcheck, Warren Buffett, Art Sandberg, Mario Gabelli, Jerry Chazen, Dongbin Shin and Lou Frankfurt, Vikram Pandit and James Gorman, Jamie Kern Lima, John Martin, Tim Campos, and I won't name the other 44,000, but all amazing. That community, this community, it's your network. It's a powerful asset that you can, and I hope will, leverage for a lifetime. So stay connected to it. Reach out to each other often. Give back and use the resources that it provides. You have richly earned it. Now back to today. What happens now? In one sense, the familiar sense, you will graduate. You become part of this alumni network that I just spoke about all over the world. You go from being a student to being an alum making his or her mark. Like Anthony Agony, class of 89, leader of the Alumni Club of Orange County, who this Wednesday at the university commencement will win the Alumni Medal Service to the university. But it's precisely these thoughts in mind that we have when we celebrate your graduation from a great business school. Great Business School is a world-class institution that marries theory with real-world practice in a global community of both creative and diverse individuals. That's you. It's my honor to be a faculty member here. Frankly, it's my honor to have directly worked with many of you, and I'm proud to be your dean. But I have to tell you, I prefer a different word to graduate on days like this. I prefer the more old-fashioned word commencement, because it has an explicit reference to beginnings and transitions. You will begin soon a different kind of life of engagement in business and society. You have so much to contribute to both, and I know that you will. But I have something to share with you. Most of all, never forget what a noble calling business itself is, and the power that lies within each and every one of you to transform lives not only of business leaders, entrepreneurs, but also your fellow alumni communities and, frankly, nations around the globe. I want you to remember with me this morning that your MBA is a master of choices. What matters most to me, what matters most to my colleagues here, what matters most to your family and friends is not the change jingling in your pockets after commencement, but the change you are about to make in the world. Congratulations again to all of you. Give yourselves another round of applause. It is now my great pleasure to welcome our distinguished speaker this morning, Joyce Roche. Joyce is an author and the former president and CEO of Girls Inc. She served as the president and chief operating officer of Carson Products Company and vice president of global marketing at Avon Products. After earning her MBA from Columbia in 1972, she joined Avon, where she broke new ground, becoming Avon's first African-American female vice president, the first African-American vice president of marketing, and the company's first vice president of global marketing. She's appeared in Business Week stories multiple times, featured on the cover of Fortune, and Black Enterprise named her as one of the 21 women of power and influence in corporate America, and one of the 40 most powerful Black executives. In 2014, the Financial Times selected Joyce as an outstanding corporate director, something she richly deserves, and the Columbia Women in Business Club awarded her its Distinguished Alumna Award. Joyce has received wide acclaim for her new memoir, The Empress Has No Clothes, Conquering Self-Doubt to Embrace Success, which documents her struggles with imposter syndrome and her advice to other high achievers who've struggled with doubt. She's an inspiration both on the page, but also in the boardroom, serving on the boards of directors of AT&T, Macy's, Tupperware Brands, and Dr. Pepper Snapple Group. Diet Dr. Pepper is my favorite drink. Joyce has paved the way for many women in business. She is a tremendous leader, author, and mentor. It's my pleasure, it's my honor to have her with you today, here with you today. Please help me in welcoming Joyce Roche.
Wow. Good morning. And again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the audience. Thank you, Dean Hubbard, not only for that generous introduction, but for your support over the years. I also have to thank Monica Kelly, the Student Government Association, and the entire class, Business School class of 2017, for reaching out to me to be today's speaker. It's truly an honor to have been selected as today's speaker, especially as we come to the end of the Columbia Business School Centennial Celebration. Let me also thank the faculty and staff of the Business School, and like Dean Hubbard, the families and friends of all of the graduates. Today would not have been possible without your guidance, support, and encouragement. So thank you. To the graduates, congratulations. As I said, I'm deeply honored to be here with all of you as you celebrate this important day. And again, I thank you for the privilege of addressing you. Finally, I want to congratulate all of the award winners because you are truly outstanding. Well, we are living in interesting times, to say the least. But I believe that the times are always interesting for the people living through them. What distinguishes each of us is whether we see the opportunities in our times or only the challenges. Dr. Benjamin Mays, the great educator, taught that God has sent every man and woman into the world to do something unique, something distinctive. And if he or she doesn't do it, it'll never get done, and the world will be the loser. To live fully, we must embrace this conviction. Our most important job in this world is to discover and bring forth the unique gifts that each of us have. The quest for purpose isn't always easy, but it's always worthwhile. Now more than ever, our world needs people who have spirit, energy, and vision, people who are committed to making a difference. I learned about the meaning of purpose from my Aunt Rose and my mother, who've been the most important teachers throughout my life. They would say to me, if you're strong enough to follow your heart, there's nothing in this world that can stop you. Growing up as an African-American girl in the New Orleans of 1950s and 60s, I needed that encouragement every day as I faced those two big isms of sexism and racism. I knew getting an education was the only chance that I had of bettering myself and of fighting back against a system of inequality. In college, I was studying to be a math teacher, an extremely laudable career, but it was only one of the few options I thought I had available to me. However, the civil rights movement and affirmative action were opening new doors for African Americans and for women, and transforming the consciousness of the country. So in my senior year, when two of my male friends were admitted to MBA programs at Ivy League institutions, I decided to go beyond what was expected and acceptable. I took a risk, and I made up my mind to pursue a business degree. I applied to Columbia Business School, and I received a fellowship. This was an exciting but a scary proposition for me. I'd never been in a majority institution, and I'd never competed against people who didn't look like me. Not only was Columbia fiercely competitive, there were only a handful of women in my class and even fewer African Americans, a situation I am extremely happy to say looks a lot different today. For me, the risk paid off. Thank you. At Columbia, I discovered a discipline I knew nothing about, and it set me on a career path I'd never could have imagined. As a result of this new path in marketing, I achieved many firsts in my career, including the opportunity to join several high-profile corporate boards. By all measures, I had achieved outstanding professional success. But even in the midst of all of that success, I carried the belief that I didn't deserve it, and sooner or later, I would be found out as an imposter. That dread drove me to work harder and harder, and to constantly worry that I would stumble and they would find out, that I was not smart enough or whatever enough to be where I was. I recently read an interview by Oprah Winfrey where she said, I was most terrified of not being enough, not being good enough, pretty enough, skinny enough, just not enough. Like Oprah, I ultimately learned to quiet that voice of self-doubt, but increasingly, I began to hear the insistent whispers in my soul that I wanted to bring more of my gifts into the world. I loved my work, but at the end of the day, that's what it had become, work. I now wanted a passionate engagement to give full voice to what was in my heart. After a lot of thought and soul searching, I decided to take everything that I had learned in my years in corporate America and to help drive social change in this country. That's when I joined Girls Inc., an organization that's been an inspiring and empowering girls in this country since 1864. The 10 years I spent at Girls Inc. were a blessing. They provided the passionate engagement that I had longed for, and it allowed me to finally question and ultimately let go of those imposter beliefs. I knew then that I was exactly the right person in the right place at the right time, and that I did deserve my place at the table. The experience of confronting my imposter fears later in life made me realize that too many of us keep our gifts hidden for fear that will not be accepted or acceptable. I went on to write a book about the imposter syndrome in the hopes of helping others tackle their self-doubt much earlier than I was able to do it, and to let them know that they're not alone, and to encourage them to bring all of their gifts into the world. So that's my message today. Share all of your gifts. Our world certainly needs you. So as you enter or re-enter your careers, tap into your personal power to find your passion and your purpose, whatever it might be, and have the courage to take a risk to pursue that passion. As Ralph Waldo Emerson famously said, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden path, or a redeemed social condition. To know that even one life breathed easier. This is to have success. And I wish all of you much success. Again, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Joyce. It is now my pleasure to welcome our student speaker, Michael Conway. Though he has been overseas numerous times, Mike is a New Yorker, raised in Queens and a graduate of the United States Military Academy at West Point. After earning his degree in civil engineering, Mike commissioned as an officer in the United States Army, where he served in a variety of leadership roles, earned several recognitions, and eventually left with an appointment as captain in 2015. Mike's been a highly engaged member of the Columbia community. He served as cluster chair for G17 and participated in the exchange program with London Business School. After graduation, he's headed back overseas for an ethics fellowship in Europe, followed by a position as a consultant at McKinsey when he returns to the States. He's thrived in every possible way at Columbia. I'm pleased to have him as a speaker here today. Please join me in welcoming Mike Conway.
Good morning, Dean Hubbard, Dean Malone, Dean Crawford, distinguished faculty, parents, family and friends, and of course, the MBA class of 2017. I would first like to thank the Office of Student Affairs, and most importantly, my classmates, for allowing me this opportunity to speak on our behalf. I'm truly very humbled and very honored to be standing up here today. Before I forget, I would also like to wish all the mothers in the audience a happy Mother's Day. Often our mothers are our fiercest supporters and our most trusted confidants. And to everyone who has been there for us in so many different capacities over the past 2 years, without your support and without your encouragement, we wouldn't be here today. Anyone who has spent a day at Columbia Business School, or CBS for short, has become very familiar with the hashtag #WhyCBS. For most of us, we were first introduced to that expression when we answered that very question on our application essays. Over the course of the past 2 years, that expression has become more of a symbol of the incredible experiences we have shared. Experiences like first meeting our learning teams, PA Week, traveling the world on Chazen trips, lecturers like Warren Buffett and Hideki Matsui, sampling classmates' cooking skills in supper clubs, immersing in New York City, and of course, taking the one train, trying to find a seat in Watson, the delicious Urus Deli lunches, Follies videos like those immortalizing Strokos Pizza, and how CBS is pretty cool for a B school. And all the different aspects that make each cluster just a little weird. These have all brought to life what it has meant to be a student here at Columbia Business School. As we prepare to walk across the stage and leave Columbia Business School, that expression, why CBS, now takes on a new meaning for us. Why CBS now becomes an affirmation, a testament to the competence, the potential, and the character of a CBS graduate. As MBA recipients, each and every one of us will re-enter the workforce in a position of greater responsibility. We will be looked upon not just for our business acumen, but also to mentor and to guide the junior members of our organizations. By nature of this degree, each of us is leaving business school expected to lead. Back during the core, Professor Donaldson said something to a student in global economics that has resonated with me ever since. When a student raised his hand to ask a question and the professor didn't hear what he had said, Professor Donaldson didn't ask him to repeat the question. Instead, he addressed him and said, "Speak boldly, for you about to be a business leader." That response always stood out, and frankly, I'm glad it did, because never have those words rang truer than today. We are about to re-enter a world that is uncertain, at a time when our country and our world needs good leaders. As we all know, the world faces complex problems that are magnified by the rapid, unfiltered spread of information and reinforced by divisiveness and polarity. Contrary to popular belief, however, the polarity that we face today is not really all that unique. In fact, each generation is tested in their own way. We need only to look to our parents, sitting here in the audience, and think how their generation championed the civil rights era and navigated the divisiveness surrounding Vietnam and the anti-establishment movement. More broadly, our parents' generation in the international community spearheaded change as conflicting political ideologies threatened cultural identities across the world. If we look at our grandparents' generation, we remember them today as the greatest generation for the sacrifices that they made and for their unity as the country came together when faced with political uncertainty and war. What divides us today might be different, but the challenge is the same. The challenge is that across every generation, we see how uncertain times require a new generation of leaders to emerge. We are leaving Columbia at a point in time and in positions to be those leaders. We have spent the past 2 years preparing to be those leaders who, by our example, will influence, and by our courage, lead. Right now, our class is defined by our camaraderie and by the shared experiences we've had over the past 2 years. Most recently, a lot of those memories might be rollerblading in a wig and a mustache in Staten Island, walking the streets of New York on one of our various food tours, or maybe even our top 5 or so memories from Puerto Rico. On a more serious note, the challenge before us is to be remembered by the actions that we start taking tomorrow. There was a class at West Point, the class of 1915, that is universally accepted as a class that is more distinguished than any other class in West Point's history. That class is known as the class the stars fell on, a distinction bestowed upon them for the individual leaders that emerged from that class, to include General Eisenhower, a former president of Columbia University and the 34th president of the United States, and also for the class's collective actions when they were faced with the unprecedented challenges during the world wars of the 20th century. That class rose to their challenge unlike any other class. Will we too rise to our challenge and become defined by the actions that we take? To go even a step further, could it be possible that we become the next greatest generation? It seems a rather bold assertion. But standing here today, I think about what that distinction means and why we hold our grandparents' generation in such high esteem. I think of my own grandparents. On my dad's side, my grandfather was an immigrant who lived in an attic and became a bartender here in New York, and in turn, sent all 3 of his children to college. On my mom's side, my grandfather was an orphan who enlisted in the Army and became a New York City fireman, and in turn sent all 4 of his children to college. I think of them and countless other examples of how across the greatest generation, there was a shared sense of selflessness, hard work, and an acceptance of a greater cause and a higher purpose. For many of us, this degree represents a lot of firsts. First for ourselves, first for our families, first for our communities. But for each and every one of us, this degree represents a gift, an opportunity, and also a responsibility. For us to emulate what defined the greatest generation, we have the obligation to use this opportunity. It is now our responsibility to be the voice for those who don't have a voice, and the voice for those who don't have the courage to use their own voice. With this degree, we must now demonstrate what YCBS represents. There have been a few other iconic expressions that, looking back over the past 2 years, have really stuck out. Expressions like, "We all rise," "Allies," "Make Watson great again," FOMO, fear of missing out, YOBO, you only be school once, YOSO, you only survey once. We all know that wasn't true. And of course, YOLO, you only live once. Well, unlike YOSO, YOBO and YOLO are true. We won't be going back to business school, and each of us only has just one life to live. It is now up to us to take the bold actions expected of business leaders. With bold action comes risk, yet good leaders aren't simply a result of a series of good decisions. No one gets them all right. Sometimes, handling a bad decision best demonstrates a person's character. Sometimes, a wrong decision is humbling and a reinforcement that leaders must have humility and empathy. We will be placed in positions that require hard decisions. It is on us to always remember that there are people who stand on the other end of those decisions. Columbia has demonstrated the necessity of taking bold actions and leading with competence, but also the necessity of respecting a person's dignity and building bridges where bridges can be built. Through our travels over the past 2 years, we have seen how some people can have so much, while others so little. May we have the courage to be bold, the humility to lead with compassion, and the empathy to lead with understanding. On the night before I left for the Army, I was in my room talking with my dad. During that conversation, he gave me 2 pieces of advice that I never forgot. He said, 1, don't let them change you, and 2, never forget where you came from. I now offer his advice to everyone here. As we re-enter the corporate world, it is imperative that we stay true to who we are. It is imperative that we remember the values and the professional standards that we learned and refined here at this institution. Let us be the standard bearers that others want to emulate. Equally, let us not forget the journey that we've made to get to this point. While with sacrifice and hard work comes reward, let us not lose sight of the opportunity that we've been given, an opportunity that so many don't even dream of. Let us remember that to those to whom much is given, much is expected. It has been my distinct honor to address you today. To the MBA class of 2017, I wish each of us success and fulfillment. But I would like to leave us, however, with a question. Will we be a class that stars fall on? Could we actually become the next greatest generation? Will we be bold enough? Will we demonstrate what it means when somebody asks the question, why CBS? Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm pleased to present two awards, the Tsing V Prize and the Leer Award, that reflect the values of inclusion and recognition within the Columbia Business School community. The first award is the Tsing V Prize for Scholarship in the Classroom. The recipient is selected by the graduating students and awarded to a faculty member who exemplifies excellence in the classroom based on his or her dedication to teaching, ability to communicate knowledge, and encourage students. The 2017 winner of the Tsing V Prize is Professor Bruce Usher, Professor of Professional Practice. Professor of Professional Practice and the Elizabeth B. Strickler 86 and Mark T. Galogli 86 Faculty Director of the Tamer Center for Social Enterprise. Professor Usher ranks amongst the very best professors at CBS. Students consistently comment on his ability to seamlessly integrate theory and practice. His classes tie together finance, social, and environmental issues. They are engaging, thoughtful, and interactive. Professor Usher relays a comprehensive understanding of issues that will affect us and the generations to come. Prior to joining CBS, Professor Usher was the CEO for Echo Securities Group, PLC, and the co-founder and CEO of Treasury Connect, LLC. Please join me in acknowledging our Tsing V Prize winner, Professor Bruce Usher.
Thank you. This award is a great honor, and it means a lot to me. I believe that teaching is a privilege, and I've had the special privilege of teaching many of you in the past 2 years. And I just want to say thank you for that. Congratulations to all of you.
Our next award is the Robert W. Leer Award. The Robert W. Leer Award is presented to a faculty or administrator for service to the students above and beyond the call of duty. The 2017 winner of the Robert W. Leer Award is Zalon Crawford, Assistant Dean and Dean of Students. Dean Crawford has been instrumental in bringing the community closer together this year. Dean Crawford has become renowned for her commitment to transparency, partnership, and inclusion. It's no surprise that students nominated her with an overwhelming majority. She's collaborated with students in the creation of new programming, including our Community Matters and the State of the School. She has been a champion for ensuring that school-wide events are accessible and affordable. Dean Crawford has had a truly amazing and positive impact on the student experience. An alumna of Teachers College, Dean Crawford joined CBS as Dean of Students and Assistant Dean for the MBA program in January 2015. Previously, Dean Crawford held several leadership roles at Villanova, NYU, and in the corporate sector. Please join me in congratulating this year's Robert W. Leer Service Award recipient, Dean Zalon Crawford.
Thank you. Thank you. As always, you guys are full of energy. Thank you to the class of 2017 for this amazing award. I want to leave you with a few important messages today. We will always be family, and CBS will always be your home. So protect your house And don't do anything to compromise the integrity of the brand or your own personal integrity. I know you value your friendships, so like you have for the last 2 years, continue to support each other personally and professionally. Second, I want to leave you with the words of Shirley Chisholm, who once said, "You don't make progress by standing on the sidelines, whimpering and complaining. You make progress by implementing ideas." I'm so proud of what we've been able to accomplish together. Like you have during your time at CBS, my expectation is that you will continue to innovate, make changes, lead, and implement ideas in your next destination. And on a personal note, thank you for challenging me on a daily basis. Thank you for making me laugh and sometimes cry. But most importantly, thank you for inspiring me. I am so grateful. I'm so proud of you. I love you all. And thank you so much for this amazing award. Thank you.
We're pleased now to acknowledge the Student Award recipients for the class of 2017. Students are selected by the administration and their peers for community, service, and academic awards. We'll start with the Community and Service Awards. Columbia Business School is proud to recognize the recipients of the following: the New York Alumni Club Award, which is given on the basis of exceptional academic achievement, outstanding character, participation in school affairs, and potential for civic, business, and professional leadership. The Heffernan Award for Service, which is given to graduating students who have served the school behind the scenes and contributed to the academic standards, operations, spirit, and integrity of the business school community. These awards are selected by the administration. The Business School Student Service Award honors students who have made outstanding contributions to the business school community as selected by you, the graduating class. When I call your names, I'll ask each recipient to come up to receive your honor and recognition. First, this year's New York Alumni Award recipient is Sid Vanaswath. Sid, don't go too far. You are also being recognized with the Business School Student Service Award. Congratulations. Recipients of both the Heffernan Award for Service and the Business Student School Service Award are Samantha Lally and Annie Kurgel. Recipients of the Business School Service Award are Alicia Hayo, Michael Shapiro, and Kareem Salman. The Heffernan Award for Service is presented to Michael Goddard, Charles Pippin, Clifton Smith, Emre Tekeshelp, Catherine Watson, Hillary Widlitz, Todd Wisman, Yuta Yamada, Eric Yen, Jay Yi, and Simon Trendelenburg. In addition to his Heffernan Award, Simon is also presented with the Award for Academic Excellence in Management by Professor Todd Jick.
I am pleased to continue the awards presentation by recognizing the recipients of the academic awards which were selected by faculty. Presented by Dean Catherine Phillips, the Schumann-Hubert Award in Marketing recognizes a graduating student with an outstanding record in the study of marketing who shows promise of future contributions to the field. This year's recipient is Patrick Huguenin. Presented by Professor Kamal Jadidi, the Amina Elliott Webster Memorial Award in Marketing is given to a graduating woman who has shown overall academic excellence in the area of marketing. This year's recipient is Karen Alper. Presented by Professor Jonathan Glover, the Robert H. Montgomery Prize in Accounting is awarded for excellence in the area of accounting. This year's recipient is Christopher Cunningham. Presented by Professor Dan Wang, the Robert and Jacqueline Willens Tax Research Project Award is awarded for superior skills in the area of tax theory and practice or research. This year's recipient is Alexander Levy. Runner-ups are Sean Talon and Oleg Mitzik, who is unable to join us today. Presented by Professor Jose Zubizarreta, the Award for Academic Excellence in Decision, Risk, and Operations is presented annually to a graduating student who demonstrates outstanding skills in the field. This year's recipient is Morgan Shattuck. Presented by Professor Wei Zhang, the Eli Ginsberg Memorial Prize is presented annually to graduating students who have done outstanding work in the field of economics or human resources. This year's recipients are Nathaniel Jerusalem and Eduardo Credencer. Presented by Professor Bruce Kogut, the Nathan Ganser Prize for Social Enterprise is presented annually to graduating students who best demonstrate dedication to the public and nonprofit sector and who exemplify inner strength and personal integrity. The recipients this year are Nisha Prasad, and Kaushik Kapaguntalu. Presented by Professor Kent Daniel, the Suresh Balarama Prize is presented annually to a graduating student who has demonstrated outstanding work in the field of finance. This year's recipient is Anupam Nayaran. Lastly, we'd like to recognize this year's recipient for the Campbell Award. To celebrate all who build Columbia University spirit, the university trustees and the Board of Columbia Alumni Association, the CAA, established the award given to a graduating student at each school who shows exceptional leadership and Columbia spirit as exemplified by the late Bill Campbell, Chair Emeritus, University Trustee, Outstanding Alumnus, and CAA co-founder. This year's recipient is Hillary Wool. It is now my distinct pleasure to turn the podium over to one of the co-presidents of the student government, Charles Eberly, to share his remarks.
Good morning and happy Mother's Day. Almost exactly 2 years ago today, my friend and fellow Marine, Chris Norgren, was killed when his helicopter slammed into the side of a mountain in Nepal. Chris and his crew were then delivering disaster aid to the victims of an absolutely devastating earthquake. In the aftermath of his death, a letter emerged that he had penned some years earlier to the then current students of his former high school. In that letter, he said, "You all have amazing futures directly in front of you, so I will give you 3 new tasks. And as we sit here today with undoubtedly amazing futures in front of us, those 3 tasks could not be more appropriate to revisit. 1, he said, do something every single day that challenges you physically, mentally, or emotionally. 2, find your transcendental purpose. That is, find the one thing bigger than yourself, the one thing that gets you out of bed every day, and when you find that one thing, devote yourself to it. 3, make every team, organization, or relationship that you're a part of better for being a part of it. Our time at Columbia Business School has certainly given us the skills, capacity, optimism, and experiences to do all 3. It is the second task, however, the finding of our transcendental purpose, that most of us have found and continue to find to be our biggest challenge. Many of us will find our passion in business, but perhaps for some of us, we will find our passion in family, government, academia, or service to community. Some of us will find our passion right away, but for many of us, it may take us a bit longer. And although we will find our purpose in different ways, our passion in different places, it's okay. Remember to take your cues and signals from within rather than from the herd. Regardless of the transcendental purpose we will each commit to, or the path in which we take to ultimately discover it, we should all expect that after today, the immediate expectations placed upon us will be high. We should also trust that we are very well prepared. The expectation that as MBAs we will contribute meaningfully, ideate thoughtfully, communicate effectively, and lead compassionately will be ever present going forward. Embedded in this great expectation is great privilege. It is the privilege to create impact. It is this privilege that will give us meaning in the very things we do. And it is something many people long for. The careers before us hold substantial and complex challenges. Challenges we do not yet have solutions for. However, the expertise needed in that moment can only come from experience. But the mental framework requisite for success has been already imparted in us over these past 2 years. And we'll find, in the wake of these challenges, our transcendental purpose will become increasingly clear. We will no doubt be challenged to our core by these inevitable complexities. Never forget, at that moment when these challenges appear, we are not and will never be alone. The relationships we have made here will endure as we remain ever united in our commitment to our Columbia Business School community. Thank you. I'm now pleased to introduce my fellow co-president of student government and friend, Sid Vishwanath.
So, my friends, we've made it to the end. yeah, it's been an interesting couple of years, right? Here's some of the things we did. We got through grade non-disclosure, which some of us took as classes don't matter. Then we managed to convince our families that we needed to travel during classes to find ourselves. We even invented a spectator sport called Bad Decisions on Social Media. Now, all that's standing between us and that 18-hour-a-day desk job is this speech. Love it. So I've been going back and forth over the past few weeks, thinking of what exactly I should be saying to you. It's kind of hard to do that when you've exclusively relied on your accent to get through B school. As one of my dear friends wrote in my Lead 360 review back in fall 2015, Sid is very good at coming to America and exploiting his British accent. He's not done yet. He says, I should imagine he is somewhat unremarkable back home in England. He nailed it. Smartest guy in the room right there, I mean. I even asked so many of you for thoughts on what you'd like to hear, which was the worst mistake ever, because if you ask more than a few MBAs for their opinion on anything, oh my God, it's just more questions than answers. It wasn't good. So I did what most people do, and I thought to myself, what would I want to hear, right? And the answer ended up being quite easy. All the juiciest gossip from the last 2 years. I mean, seriously, why else would I take this job if not to be at the very center of gossip? So, look, I'm going to share some stories at the reception after this. I just have one announcement to make on behalf of Mike and Alicia. Wristbands, not required, okay? So no wristband. No wristbands, okay? So now that I've successfully wasted the first minute, I do have something meaningful to offer you today. My friends, I want to speak about valuing the people around us. For me, this has been the single biggest lesson from my time at CBS. So what do I mean by this? Well, two things, really. The first is being compassionate, and the second is being grateful. As millennials, we can often be quick to judge with not too much information. We do, after all, live in the age of Twitter. However, we've seen with recent events that presumptuous leadership can be disastrous. Now, more than ever, the world needs leaders who are compassionate, who build bridges, and this must start with an understanding of those around us, valuing them as individuals. We here at CBS are extremely fortunate to have CBS Matters. For those of you who aren't aware, CBS Matters is a chance for students here to present about the things that matter most to them. It's one of my most favorite aspects of the Columbia experience because the chance to hear from our classmates about the intimate aspects of their lives is truly a privilege. I remember being sat in one of Cluster A's CBS Matters back in fall 2015. I didn't really know that clustermate very well. He struck me as someone who was kind of shy and reserved, but with awesome hair. A few minutes into his talk, we discovered that he had 6 adopted sons in Mozambique. He described each one with so much warmth and affection that by the end of his CBS Matters, we really felt like we had known him forever. That was one of the most eye-opening experiences for me in my time here. In just 20 minutes, we understood him on such a deep level. We understood his motivations, his inspirations, his hopes, and his dreams. Now imagine if we had CBS Matters at work. We would feel so much more valued if we were better understood by our colleagues and bosses. We would also benefit from being able to understand those who work around us so that we can interact and potentially lead more effectively. As the leaders of tomorrow, showing compassion and valuing those around us is going to be fundamental. Similarly, being grateful is crucial. Each of us has made the journey to this very moment carrying with us the good wishes of our families, our friends, and our colleagues. Just look around you. We are surrounded by people who love us. We have so much to be grateful for, but in the hustle and bustle of B School and New York, we can often forget to express that gratitude. Remember, my friends, these individuals have been core to helping us get to where we are today. This is only going to continue into our working lives. The road is very long, my friends, and we are only at the beginning. Deadlines will have to be met, promotions will have to be earned, and that next opportunity can't come fast enough. None of these things are going to be achieved without other people. Even just getting through B School, I couldn't have done it without my family, my friends, the amazing members of Student Government Expo, and of course, my lovely wife. So on this day of recognition, I ask us all to thank the people around us who have helped us achieve this milestone in our lives. I ask you to continue being grateful, for there will be people who come into our lives to help us in ways we don't yet expect. And so, my friends, as we count these precious few seconds we have left as students, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my most sincere gratitude to you for your support this year. It really has meant the world. It has been such a privilege to get to know you all, and I really can't wait to see what lies ahead for all of us. As we embark on our leadership journeys, let us make sure that we value the people around us. Let us spread our success, cry together at our setbacks, and share our happiness. The world needs this leadership from us now more than ever. I hope that one day, several years from now, when Manhattanville is finally built, we too can get together in some corner of the world to share our happiness and our gratitude for the wonderful 2 years we have spent here together. Until then, here's to us, class of 2017.
The moment you've been all waiting for. We will start with Cluster X, the Explorers. Massimo Alevi. Hugh Barber. Yaroslavna Bernice. Elizabeth Brumfeld. Igor Bulananvinstev. Hojun Chang. Payapam Chinankwat. Olive Chen. Maxim Churkin. Caroline Klosky. Lisa Dolan. Julia Domincini. Zhizhen Zhuan. Neil Duncan. Raphael Duval. Ayala Falk. Colin Farrell. Riti Goyal. Rabia Hashmi. June Shu. James Hudson. Maria Maxavana Idanova. Shravani Alapulkarthi. Yardanka Ilieva. Jisoo Jung. Reen Kamen. Esma Karamanchi Karem. Neda Khalid. Troy Koltsis. Alexandra Krugler. Anubhav Kumar. Kareem Lahoud. Shreyas Lakshmanaran. Pedro Lorena. Xinglao Li. Samuel Lee. Victor Lee. Benjamin LaFell. Cindy Lynn. Chaitanya Mandalapu. Antonio Mart. Samuel Michaelman. Maria Juan Montenegro. Chad Najar. Edward Ogden. Chiawat Pungjitarsan. Xiaojing Ren. Hansi Sastry. Okay, I got it. Tanuti Sarawad Panad. Aline Tabarahu Sagarthu. Shri Sandraj. Jordy Sunner. E. Tang. Oscar Taken. Stephen Tosti. Magdalena Troyevska. Leonardo Vasquez. I'm going to get it right. Sutapa Wantanawit-kun. Wingate Wellington. Arthur Williams. Zhang Wu. Chenhua Yu. Mark Zhao. Nick Zhao. Mark Zayadeh. Fatima Zulkarnain. Now the yachters of Cluster Y. Juan Manuel Aria. Simeo Aroca. Pablo Arteza. Angelo Baggio Rossi. Andrea Balestrino. Luca Bianducci. Unish Borkar. Joseph Shawan. Jiying Chuang. John Paul Cisneros. Kelsey Crawford. Margaret Culbertson. Jasperina DeVries. Alex Dickman. Justin Fabia. Jasper Fonten. Alexander von Falkenhausen. Matthew Gold. Jenna Greenbaum. Christopher Grasso. Sarab Gupta. Ankit Gupta. Jusung Han. Robert Hellauer. Seema Hirsch. Papo Hafsting. Junsu Kim. Atsushi Kudo. Richard Laren. Sarah Lewis. Jolyn Lee. Josephine Linthorst. Luxin Liu. Osamu Matsumoto. Zachary Mizell. Antonio Mosca. Preston Murray. Scott Nichols. George Nillis. Wamaka Obeli. Krishna Parikh. Tatiana Paralova. I got it. Uday Partfanunini. Ashley Patty. Flavio Pantania Guamarens Neto. Ophira Platt. Om Pulsawati. Marco Puccino. Tulia Patil. David Reese. Ricardo Rueni. Monish Sani. Kunal Shah. Stephanie Shaw. Tanita Sangpatayatin. Weiyu Su. Angela Sun. Grant Van Weingarten. Joshua Wolf. Sani Wu. Emmeline Yang. Sham Yekanath. Nicholas Ulis. Elaine Yi Yu. Ding Zhang. The Zodiacs of Cluster Z. Salman Sahali Ali. Nicole Otoyen. Frederico Bartel. Pinar Saini Bilgic. Elisa Pan Borman. John Burns. David Canman. Clara Karula. Han Chen. Xiao Chen. Cristobal Chun. Evan Cohen. Alexandra Cowie. Daniel Dixon. Jordana Freiburg. Pedram Gassamlu. Robert Goldman. Molly Gordon. Charvi Gupta. Tobias Kotlap. Augustus Haney. Dylan Hoover. Xiaowan Huang. Kimbrel Hughes. McCoy Jen. Fanika Kapoor. Samuel Koken. Dimitri Krotkow. Christina Lawrence. Yunju Lee. Piero Leporelli. Joel Mendel. Carlos Morera. Auden Nervit. Ayumi O'Day. Alex O'Neill. Joel Pack. Michaela Panchery. Juliana Paolucci Almeida. Gabriel Pasquin Laurent.
That's all of Z.
And then who's next? Me.
Felipe Pereira. Ko Pereira. Lorenzo Prada. Filippo Prini. Varshini Raghupathy. Manuel Ribeiro. Stephen Rose. Jeannie Rumsey. Saigon Savran. Sasha Shalbadin. Syed Sheikh. Neil Shalat. Galen Simmons. Havard Sarivag. Dan Smits. Femi Sanuga. Ravashekar Subramyan. Akrawat Asupapang. Alexandra Tudoro. Diedrich Van Houten. Maria Victoria. Riley Wilson. Claudia Werjantu. Jingjang Yao. Yanzhou Zhao. Hui Zhu. Okay.
Cluster A, the Aristocrats. Ron Ahuja. Ogaga Okoroda. Rahul Bengani. Kelsey Brown. William Campbell. Lauren Chilton. Irene Chow. Connor Cook. Roshni Devlia. Jonathan Dill. Daniela Dukes-Sawalski. Lev Eldemir. Jerusha Frost. Kimberly Gittleson. Gloria Maria Gonzalez. Mayelen Granada. Eugenio Guzman. Jenny Halkett. John Harms. Kevin Hennigan. Sagar Cole. Aaron Kelly. Ian Crone. Eric Laidlow. Thanasi Lefas. Mu Lee. Henry Lin. Daniel Liu. Fiona Liu. Aditya Mahajan. Royce McAllister. Oscar Oliveros. Benjamin Ostro. Sean Park. Anita Fulg Tavares. Niara Phillips. John Pollock. Jennifer Poon. Jeffrey Poses. Thank you. Preetha Rajamani. Fitz Robertson. Ana Gabriela Martins. Hila Sareg Shavit. Marcos Schneider. Jennifer Sepulveda. John Stevens. Cameron Daniel Susk.
Okay, this is the end of A.
Great. Andrew Tague. Yini Tang. Amir Tivoli. Aryo Taranian. Kimberly Texter. Julian Ting. Sean Troy. Lyndon Volpe. Christina Weekly. Charles Wu. Xiaowen Wu. Leo Yang. Lelouch Zain. Malachi Zussman.
Okay, this is the beginning of B.
All right.
Beginning of B. Well done. Now it's your turn.
Cluster B Beaches. Ali Saeed Abbas. Ingiani Acosta. Will Alsfelder. Ben Arbib. Rishika Banerjee. Michael Bayman. Aditya Bise. Megan Kane. Andrew Carr. Juan Diego Carrillo. Melanie Yanyan Chow. Joy Chua. Stephanie Davis. Jocelyn Doman. Anthony Phoenix. Paige Ford. Charlie Flanagan. Danielle Fox. Ani Gesheva. Ilya Gorolev. Suraj Gupta. Matthew Hamill. Brian Kieran Hines Jr. Brian Wong. Kellyanne Eiffel. Nathan Johnson. Rohit Joshi. Yoonbae Kim. Jennifer Soyeon Kim. Nari Kim. Andrew Langer. Blair Lee. Sonia Livdahl. Evan Malenga. Daniel Marchand. Christopher Mazaros. Richard Murphy. Adam Norris. Megan O'Keefe. Connor O'Neill. Maciel Orozco. Juan Benya. Derek Pollock. Courtney Richardson. Zachary Rieger. Allie Riggins.
This is the end of B.
Thanks, doll.
Yeah, you've done a great job.
Thomas Rowe. That's mine too. Sergio Rojas. Anton Rozanov. Katarina Sobova. Orgil Setvochig. Tony Shu. Cristobal Silva. Chris Stoneruck. Christopher Taylor. Oh. Jason Tai. Mehmet Yet Tunger. Sonia Virgil. Adam Walder. Zachary Wong. Sanya Weaver Madsen. Ruopio Shu. Rongchang Ryan Yu. Mengwei Ju.
Okay, so this is the beginning. Cluster C.
Cluster C, the Commandos. Colleen Barrand. Kevin Michael Barbrich. Zachary Barbeta. Jordan Barron.
Take a second.
Yeah. Robert Bishop. Christian Boldan. John Bonner. Jacob Chang. Jacqueline Churchwell. Kevin Collins. Russell Cood. Shane Dickinson. Sorry. Kristen Ashley Dunn. Gustav Erickson. Amanda Evans. James Graham Fadden. Nielsen Ian Fields. Teresa Frances. Christopher Frauenberger. Darius Gant. Mackenzie Ann Green. Victor Ha. Rachel Jiwoon Han. Consuelo Hernandez. Taylor Hegel. Carlos Holschneider. David Johnson. Hillary Kaplan. Monica Kelly. Matthew Kennedy. Erwan Karuradan. Ladi Lawani. Joey Liu. Jessica Lucchese. Morgan Mann. Marquis Chanel Mapp Taylor. Christopher McVetti. J.T. Munch. Alexander Nelson. Haig Nergizian. Kristen Jehe Park. Neil Patel. Katrine Pertsovsky. Mary Prager. Deepak Prasad. Kande Rico. Daniel Rudiak. Kate Saxick.
She's got a baby under there.
Sabrina Skandar. Noah Hirsch. Mo Shafiq. Coleman Shear. John Jongmin Sung. Ryan Tang. Talia Tay. Victoria Tevis.
This is the end. And then I do for you.
Alexander Tent. Anderson Tricastro. Austin Daniel Vallejo. Edan Vlodinger. Lorraine White. Erica White. Christopher Williams. James Williams. Peiwang Shao. Jingpeng Xu. Shotang Zhang.
All right, so it's D for disco. Really? That's okay. Okay, D for disco. All right. Shakira Adigun Boye. Alejandro Albagli Casas. Carolina Alegria. Edward Beelan. Simon Benaim. Christine Black. Connor Bogan. Carolyn Bralver. Daniel James Busby. Michael Cherkosky and beautiful baby. James Chung. Seo-hee Choi. Young Chun. Elizabeth Kalana. Edie Constable. Ayush Dabas. Sapurma Dasgupta. Philip Day. Ankur Dubey. David Farkas. Diego Febrero. Brian Feldman. Miguel Garcia Ruiz. Miriam Goldenberg. Marcel Gozali. Mark Holloway. Misha Ipatov. Yoon-Rae Kim. Joshua Scott Clemmy. Laura Kornhauser. Alriel Koroma. Leslie Y. Sun Kwok. Victoria Natalie Lai. Dung Hwan Lee. Daniel Lewis. Jarrell Mack. Christopher Marsh. Nicholas Mellis. Lucia Mijares Garza. Kristen Miller. Lissandro Muller. Nalini Nath. Okay. Murter Okuroglu. Okay, got another one. All right, Kevin Osagie. Andrea Raventos. This is the last of D. Okay. Alexander Romoff. Sebastian Schmidt. Corey Schwitz. Avia Slutsky. Andrew Soar. Justin Soleimani. Christine Solitario. Brett Spatafor. Robert Tarrin. Thomas Carlson. I'm skipping that. Nicholas Turquetta. Whoa. Alessandro Valduga. All right, these guys got to slow down. Zhao Wei. Edward Welch. Paul Westhart. Michael Wong. Jesse Young. Evan Zenel. Wrong Joe.
It's the beginning of E.
Okay. E? Okay. E, espionage. Okay. Rohan Amin. Alice Andrews. Leonardo Antonio. Louis Joseph Aroni. Lisa Alt. Michael Benchamal. Julie Bischoff. Christopher Black. Ronald Buca. John Andre Buser. Anna Castro. Asaf Charnilas. Nikki Kemmel. Cece Chen. Shiran Cece Chen. Amanda Davis. Juan Diaz. Anindya Dutta. Daniel Enslin. Paul Finelli. Anne Ferrer. Erica Fox. Elizabeth Gao. Adolfo Gomez Laviera. Xiao Fei Gung. Momir Grahovats. Mark Groh. Alexander Giuliano. Amir Hazen. Hodgman. Stephen Hodgman. Okay. Saina Hogugi. Sharon Kuo. Brian Lackalade. Brett Latcher. Okay, Layla. Layla Lajavidarian. Alexander Levin. Eric Leung. Henry Lim. Ashley Lim. Michael Liu. Jamie Page Meyerson. Alexander Mills. Akia Mitchell. Alexander Nestorovich. Nicholas O'Sullivan. Sue Park. Gregory Pearson. Varna Raman. Jessica Rifkind. Justin Roth.
This is the last of E.
Okay, great. Anshul Ruparul. Alan Schlanker. Alex Seidman. Jeffrey Snop. Brian Song.
Slow down a little bit.
Jaybird Sang. Chanel Tyler. Joanna Vu. Matthew Walker. Okay. George Wang. Lily Wick. Jessica Winnick. Christopher James Watovich. Will Zhang. Wensong Zhao.
All right, beginning of F.
Okay. F for Flower Power. Noreen Aladina. Michael Apfel. Zara Ashraf. Nicola Barrel. Oh, LaRue, sorry, forgot the middle one. Arti Bata. Carly Beege. Brooke Bonet. Brandon Chong. Kenneth Clark. Jeffrey Cohen. Edward Doherty. Daniel Embelad. Felix Fang. Jonathan Farr. Rothio Fernandez Rubies. We practiced. Sean Fox. Zoe Fox. Eton Fraser. Jennifer Friedman. Emily Garvin. Mark Gaw. Charlotte Goodrich. Frank Hayes. Justin Hong. Christina Hopkins. Chan Chia Shu. Aaron Jager. Dan Jose Bakvili. Gulfem Kargi. Benjamin Carrick. Josh Cook. Hugh Labraz. Dennis Lee. Yu Ling Lee. Eric Lagun. Bernardo Lieferman. Catherine Lee. Melissa Lien. Alec Magami. Andre Manda. Ashvinder Singh Matharu. Meredith Milstein. Maria Muller. Samuel Nelson. Joshua Newell. William Noyes. Navjot Panu. Christopher Perkins. Blake Richards. Happy Mother's Day, Margaret Rohrman. Lauren Ruth Rose. David Rosberg. David Shapiro. Gaurav Sharma. Laura Shaw. Mark Shohet. David Taylor. Courtney Asher Thompson. Fulya Turkan Tunger.
The last of them.
Thank you. Andrew Vogt. Tara Vora. Alexander Whedon. Robel Wandwozen. Greg Wu. Yue Joyce Xu. Lee Young. Dan Yu. And Bo Zhang. Okay. One more for G, right? One more for G. That's you at the end.
Class of 2017.
I got it, thank you.
We have 2 clusters left and our award winners. I know that many of you are tempted to leave, but if I can ask you to please stay and cheer on your classmates so that their families can hear them walk across the stage and hear their names as well. We're almost done.
Clark needs to be 5. Clark needs to be 5. Can I have them? Sorry, wait. Technical interruption for 1 second. Clark, he's out of order.
Okay.
There. Now he's in order.
Matthias Accardi. Mathu Anamale. Chakuka Anumali. Carmen Arias. Tiffany Barrias. Samuel Barrett. Zachary Bogner. Charles Kavanaugh. Warren Chan. Birjay Garawalu. John Clark. Ian Clues. Benjamin Cowan. Michael Costello.
They're coming.
Lee Cross. Malika Dedataria. Philong Duong. Haley Deuce. Pavel Fedeko. Camille Figlaric. Antoine Gobin. Jack Guevara. William Hinman. Chingran Ho. Tiffany Shu. Jessica Huang. Scott Johnson. Brian Serong Kang. Ketan Kernad. George Kazan. Brett Carney. Parena Kejrawal. Lex Kiefarber. Annalyn Kurtz. Kendi Lau. Matthew Levine. Noah Levy. Melody Lee. Ashley Mackle. Juliette Mariani. Yasuharu Matsuno. Nicholas Morgan. Ryan Moses. Vladimir Nazin. Kit O'Connor. Alex Park. Nicholas Perfetti. Nicholas Bisacano. Courtney Pittenger. Joe Kuo. Arpan Ray. Tatiana Renker. Benjamin Rome. Clayton Sachs. Alexandra Santana. Annie Song. Gabriel Souza Agui. David Steinhardt. Catherine Elise Studi. Sunny Sun. Felipe Ucros. Gautam Valati. Divya Viveka. Max Wilner. Yushuan Wu. Xinxi Yan. Jennifer Zhu.
Okay. Here's the beginning of H.
Cluster H Heroes. Amy Achenbaum. Pulkit Agarwal. Anna Amura. Rayan Arif. Miriam Bakachi. Anshula Bakshi. Matthew Beredas. Andrew Bauer. Khalil Ben-Lemli. Lauren Bindler. Catherine Canfield. Guido Castagnola. Alex Samaj. Pamela Shalif. Saskia Shanone. Tiffany Yuchua Chen. Ezer Sherky. Sean Choi. Michelle Chow. Daniel Church. Melissa Danilau. Beth Wexelman Davudi. Gaurav Dayal. I'm gonna get it. George de Bourgeron Kavorbias. Haley Denenberg. Victor Eng. Andrew England. Melanie Spalland. Jean Salong Fernando. Love you too. Sarah Galarski. Tiao Guan. Anna Guzman. Sophie Haas. Rahul Harpalani. Darren He. Charlie Hill. Shi Hu. Shengwei Jiang. Samuel Jones. Christy Carnegie. Philip Kim. George Lamb. Lauren Lee. Jing Lee. Christian Lopez. Theodore May. Ellison Smythe McKissick IV. Dinara Nagumanova. Joseph Noon. Abraham Nunez. Gregory Ovsinov. Eric Peterson. Maguna Reddy. Elizabeth Russell. Marcello Salce. Kyle Simon. Thomas Strand.
Okay, this is it.
Nicole Swaney. Joji Takamoto. Patrick Tien. Diego Teitelbaum. Mark Thompson.
Her name is Peely. Pedro and Peely.
Pedro and Peely Uribe. Travis Volmer. Alexander Wolf. Jerry Wan. Robert Ziza. Samantha Lally. Annie Kurgel. Alicia Hayo. Michael Shapiro. Kareem Salman. Michael Goddera. Charles Pippin. Clifton Smith. Emre Teshlop. Catherine Watson. Hillary Widlitz. Todd Wisman. Yuta Yamada. Eric Yan. Jay Yi.
Oh my God, so sweet.
Simon Trendelenburg. Patrick Huguenin. Karen Alper. Christopher Cunningham. Alexander Levy. Sean Talon. Morgan Shattuck. Nathaniel Jasurin. Eduardo Krenenser. Nisha Prasad. Kaushik Kapagunsalu. Anupam Narayan. Hillary Wool. Michael Conway. Charles Eberly. Graduate number 788 from the class of 2017, Columbia Business School, Sid Viswanath.
Now, I realize that I now stand in the incredibly unenviable position between this wonderful ceremony and your time with your family in the reception, so I'll be very brief. But I did just want to say this. First, echo everything you've heard all morning and afternoon of what a pleasure it has been to be with you. And remember that we own you forever, so you are still part of our community and want to see you. Second thing I want to say is this. My guess is, as you were preparing to come to this ceremony with your next big thing, somebody probably said, you know what, maybe I'd change a little bit, or it's not the right thing. And I don't want you ever to believe them. My late father once said to me, and it has always stuck with me, that a rocket ship leaves for the moon every day. I've always believed it. And I'll close with this story. Some years ago, when I worked in Washington, I was coming back from Tokyo with the Japanese economy minister. We were working on something called the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Perhaps you've heard of it. We're still working on it today, decades later. In any event, we land in Washington, and we're to go to the Capitol to talk about our handiwork, and we pass the Library of Congress. And the Library of Congress is written past is prologue. So Takanaka-san, my Japanese colleague, turned to me and said, what does that mean? So I launched into one of my kind of long-winded college professor-y kind of riffs. And the cab driver lost it and turned around and said, you know, what he's trying to say to you is, you ain't seen nothing yet. That's our message for you. Graduates, one final round of applause for you. And our reception is in the Ansel Plaza. Please let the graduates file out with the procession first, and we will see you over there. Thank you.